Good afternoon. 4 years ago, we started RoboValley, and one of the main topics was how to overcome the valley of death. So I'd like to take you in the next 15 minutes into our journey, how to create an ecosystem which is really helpful in this perspective. This is my name, and we'll start with a short film, 3 minutes, to get the vibe of what's RoboValley about.
Look around. This whole area will be RoboValley.
Okay. Wow.
But how to make a valley out of the flattest place on Earth?
Let me think. By just keep doing what you're good at.
It's already happening. RoboValley. He's part of it. So is she, and a few hundred other professionals. Together, they shape a new reality with robots. Activities that, with the epicenter of RoboValley in Delft, are reaching industrial scales. This is Delft, host to one of the top universities of technology in the world. Keywords, innovation, and robotics. RoboValley is powered by TU Delft. And this is the Netherlands, a country with the best skills for R&D, with an ability for finding new solutions and organizing them. And that's exactly what a developing RoboValley needs. The art of mastering complex cases. The art of launching a new market. Global technology in robotics is advancing very quickly, ranging from artificial intelligence and brain power, pure mechanical physics like touching, moving and grabbing, to language and even philosophy.
Why are we here on Earth?
To create new things and share them with other people. Rock on!
Robots will be part of our lives. That's why RoboValley in the Netherlands is connecting people and robots, technology and her impact on society. RoboValley is developing a broad scope. It's about serving and assisting people who need it. It's about mobility in a fast-changing world. It's about security.
Please identify yourself.
It's about learning. And it's about earning money. In industry, and not to forget agriculture. Here, in the next few years, numerous researchers, industrial partners, and various startups will work on it. The Delft area has all the possibilities to create a flourishing RoboValley. We have the knowledge, the ambition, the hardware and the software, the creativity and the entrepreneurship. That's how we can make a valley out of the flattest country in the world.
Welcome to RoboValley.
So you can find it on YouTube. Who is acquainted already with RoboValley? Who knows about RoboValley? Can you put your hand? All right. So this is all new to you. If you have any questions, I will go into my slides for like 12 minutes, and then we have room for Q&A. So let me take you into the architecture of what's RoboValley about. And why RoboValley? Our mission is connecting robots and people worldwide. Why? Because we think that innovation and technology transfer is key for our future. So we think by creating, amongst others, the next generation robots and robotic systems, we can really make a severe contribution to the great societal challenges in this new century. And we think that by looking at what are the main problems now today, and what will be there in the next 10 to 20 years, we should focus on those domains. Like, for instance, here, health. people with insomnia or having severe sleeping problems. There's this sleeping robot, Somnox, coming from a student's team and now entering into the market next quarter, Q1. Here on the right, there's this robot rollator for elderly people, not only to move stable, but also to have a companion, which they can look for, they can ask to come over to this person and to help and to connect to the world. So creating a greater and better world together. Here on your left hand, there's the eagle, the RoBird, it's called, helping farmers and, for instance, airports to get away of birds who they don't want to have there at the right time. And then on the top left, autonomous driving. That's key to our climate agenda. So how to create clean and shared mobility over the coming years. So there's a lot of domains, just to mention those four. So what did we do? We looked at some examples who were already there in this domain of robotics, helping out, in this case, farmers with their succession. A big problem now today in Europe to find the right people to success. And then robots might be very helpful because youngsters are really eager to get into management and technology instead of doing the big hard work. So Lely is one of those companies over the last 20 years who is really successful in helping out this in the agriculture. Okay, when we started in 2014, the TU Delft Robotics Institute wanted to connect with governments and businesses instead of only having their own student community and researchers community. And why? Because it's a game which we play together, and not only in Delft and not only in the Netherlands, but worldwide, because we're living on this global village called Earth. So we started with the end in mind. We want to have a digital innovation hub on a mature phase in 2017, December 2017. So we made our path, we had our milestones, we had our building blocks, how to create an ecosystem where those different people, different groups, different teams, companies, and policymakers can join forces in creating the next generation robotics. First, what we did is we tapped into the scientific world. What is happening over there in the labs, in the laboratories, and not only in Delft, around the globe? What is happening over there? And we saw lots of different technologies arising from those labs. Some not yet being applied, some others already, like here the fleet cleaner, cleaning the whole of big yards in harbor. We encouraged teams to create, together with students, researchers, and companies, to beat each other in challenges around the world, like here, the Amazon Picking Challenge, or here, the Outback Challenge in Australia. And then we found out that having a network, like virtually, is not enough to bring people together and really make it happen. So we were looking for a place where we could build this, what we call RoboQuarter, this robotics campus. And it's being built already over the last few years, and it will grow up to 80,000 square meters in the center of Delft, where it used to be the old campus of TU Delft. We needed this kind of doorbell where people, when they are looking for some technologies or some people, some researchers or some entrepreneurs, startups, where to go to. This is really difficult for people to enter in this academic world or in this kind of digital innovation hubs. So we created this Robo Service Center. And we found out that we really should make this kind of maker space where companies, students, entrepreneurs together can work on really creating these robotic systems. So we were destined to go for what we call Robo House, where we have the ability with all the facilities to create new robotic systems. And to disseminate, What we found out as well is that there's a lack of information. There's a lot of buzz on the internet and YouTube films. If you might believe them, then we really are taken over by robots. But it's not the case yet. In some perspectives, AI-related programs, they might be really influential right now. But on the other hand, in robotics, as soon as it's entering our physical world and it's got a body, then it's really still hard to know what they are capable of. So we wanted to have executives and policymakers to tap into what is going on worldwide in robotics. So we created this international masterclass. We asked 3 scientific writers to write a book and make a tour around the world. So there's 2 ways of disseminating what's there. And then we found out that, and this was not in the original plan, but once we had this first international masterclass, we found out that once they are acknowledged by what is happening and what might be applicable for their own business, it is still a hard job how to align with your company, with your people, in creating programs in this robotics domain. So we created this robot master team. People who know about the technology, who know about doing business, and they, like a team of Ghostbusters, went into those companies and helped them out in getting involved in the right strategies and the right programs to adapt the robotic opportunities. And then we collected all this information over the years into this portal, this robotics portal, where we really wanted to be helpful for all people connecting robots and people, where to find the right robots, the people, the teams, the organizations who are in this area active. We reached out to regional stakeholders. We reached out to national stakeholders and other innovation hubs and research centers. We reached out to big corporates, multinationals, to find them on our way in co-creating these robotic systems, in being helpful in financing, in funding our initiative. And we're really glad with this kind of multinationals to have partners on board. And of course, TU Delft and the incubator of TU Delft called Yes Delft, they, of course, they are part of this big ecosystem. And then we reached out to other international hubs. These are some of those innovation hubs in robotics who are really doing great, amazing things. So we reached out, we traveled a lot to those places, and we really tried to connect and build some programs together. So last year, December, almost a year ago, we found out that of all those building blocks, most of them were really in place. The only thing what was still missing is traction on the education program. And I think here in Estonia, we could learn a lot about how you are involved in education and helping people to be future-proof. And the second thing was that we thought that companies in the Netherlands specifically were really eager as international companies to go abroad. But what we found out is that they are really learning still first in their home market how to implement, how to get aligned with the own organization. So we found out that those two probably have to be taken up by other people. But we still are eager to get involved in those 2 topics as well. So now it's 2018, and in 2018 we had the first fruits of what we were sowing in the last years. And now 2018 RoboValley is self-supported, so financially it's not any longer linked to the TU Delft initiative. With partners, governmental partners, corporate partners, we are able to have our team and our initiatives and activities to be financed. And we are really lucky that when we launched RoboValley as a thriving community, global community, in 2015 in Silicon Valley, that one of the VCs, the venture capital firms, in this case, Chrysalix of Vancouver, they were already thinking of creating a fund specifically for robotics. So there was this immediate match, and recently they were able to launch the Chrysalix RoboValley Fund, $120 million to invest in pre-seed and seed robotic startups all around the world. So not only Delft, not only the Netherlands, not only Europe, all around the globe. Next, we had our soft launch a few months ago of the RoboHouse, the maker space. And next January, there will be the official opening. Already, a lot of companies are entering the place, and two of our main partners in this RoboHouse are ABB and Festo. Then, together with ES Delft, we created an accelerator program for startups. And the first one has already been done over the last month for startups all around Europe to have a guided program in 3 months' time. And the next one will take place beginning next year. And if you're interested, you can still hear, this is of this morning, 37 days to have yourself in this program, probably, hopefully. Then yesterday we had the finishing festival of the Robo Challenge. Rabobank really wants to help as a bank small medium enterprises to get involved in the robotics revolution or evolution, as you may call it as well. And we had this first program of the Robo Challenge dedicated to agri and food companies. And yesterday we had the final day, and those companies were really happy with this program because it was really helpful to have, with the help of Accenture, a in-depth sight of what they're capable of as a company to match with robotic technologies and how to implement it and how to get your company involved. Moreover, we were really happy that one of the big retailers, Ahold Delhaize, a Belgian company, were eager to step into the ecosystem of RoboValley as well. And not only for the tech transfer ambitions, but also for the long-term research ambitions they have. They really want to look for what is retail about to do over the next 10 to 20 years, and how should we already now invest in the new retail landscape, and what is happening in the digital sphere. So they created, together with Amsterdam University and Delft, this AI and robotics lab called AIR. And a few weeks ago, they announced that they are now into 5 PhD programs and into a big fund to invest in the RoboHouse initiative for what's going on in retail over the next 10 years. Then here, Robot Junior program by the European Union. Really cool program for startups to get involved and actually get the highest possible counseling of experts. And I saw when I looked this morning early that there was this tweet of this great festival as well on their website. The digital innovation hubs throughout Europe and all active stakeholders in the robotics domain are involved in this program. You should really take a look at this program, Robot Union. So, to summarize, what we've done is according a model. We really had this idea of creating a design what might be successful in the way we should work together. And what we found out is, first of all, of course, and that's for all startups the same, and actually for all companies, and it's about a team. That's where it starts. So whatever venture, it is about a team. But then, when you want to be successful in the digital arena, I might say, you need guts, you need leadership, and you need to focus on ecosystems. And I'm one of the robotics experts linked to the World Economic Forum, and recently they published a report on a research they did amongst 16,000 companies worldwide. What was their return on investment in digital? And ecosystem is the word where they came up. Those companies who are open to join ecosystems or to direct and build their own ecosystems, they're the ones who are most successful in having return on investment in digital. So open up, create an including model. Everybody is invited. Everybody may enter your space. That's actually the main learnings. And well, I hope that this is a way of looking at how to co-create the next generation robotics, and thereby contributing to our grand societal challenges of this century. Thank you for your attendance.
Thank you, Arthur. Just have a short period of time. Did anyone have a question for Arthur there? I had a quick one. You said that, I mean, looking at these different hubs around the world, and you were saying there's some amazing efforts going on in different places. Where do you see, I mean, maybe outside of, where do you unexpectedly see a lot of innovation in this robotics field when you look around the world?
Well, what I didn't know, but that's a personal issue perhaps, I didn't know that in Israel there's really going on a kind of agri-food revolution.
What's that? Where?
Agri and food,
agri-food,
so agricultural
agri-food. Yeah,
and food. So in agri-food, there's going on a revolution, and they are really fostering this revolution. So that was one of the takeaways. Then Seoul,
Seoul in Korea.
In Korea, I was really amazed by. They don't want to create unicorns; they want to create decacorns, and they're really eager to build an ecosystem around their innovations and around their startups to really help them grow rapidly. And another thing which I think might be, well, and in some ways I think Estonia is doing the same, is Singapore. They really have this master program of how to build a smart nation, how to create the future together. And that's what I find amazing of Estonia, which is astonishing what's going on here. So I think there are some really nice examples, and you should really tap into those examples to get your learnings.
Okay, all good. We do have to leave it there, unfortunately, so thank you very much, Arthur.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Cool.
Bye.